which stands for Will, Irma, Tarani, Cornelia, and Eileen. These 5 friends are special. Each of them has a special power given to them by Kandrakar, the center of the universe. They have to deal with monsters and their destiny, as well as protecting their mission. At the same time, they have to deal with the cost of hiding their secret from everyone in Heatherfield, and everyday problems, including classes, cute or not so cute boys, enemies, etc. This amazing series of comics had a huge success, bigger than the creators anticipated, reaching overseas like 65 countries and various sales. But how was it originated? Which was produced from a country that has amazing comics and love of art, and I am talking about Italy. Being specific here, we are talking about Disney Italy in 2001 initiated, which was created by Elisabetta Non, the writer especially, Alessandro Barbucci, the artist, and Barbara Canepa, the colorist. She may have done more. The story starts with Will Bandom, a moody but lovely girl moving to another city, Heatherfield, and feeling completely out of place. There she meets some girls, though they aren't friends yet. What Will doesn't know is that they have been chosen to fight evil forces, starting with Meridian, a city ruled by an evil prince, Phobos. The comic had around 159 chapters. It is very well loved. It has amazing values about girls and relationships and every kind of thing, and I would encourage every little girl to read this comic because it has very important lessons about self-confidence, even from the first issue, love, caring for others. It's absolutely beautiful and a very cool adventure. Many people don't read a lot, and thus a cool TV show was created that made it reach more people, and as a fan of the comic, I also quite liked it, even though it wasn't loyal to the story. It had 2 seasons and 52 episodes, so it was powerful enough. It kind of followed what mangas do almost always, because you make the comic, then you make the show, and then the original creator hopes to see those die-hard fans of the show translate to the comic as well, but sometimes that doesn't happen because, yeah, sometimes it doesn't happen. The concept is basically the same, but it's still quite different from the comics, though I will give props to them because even though I still think the comics are superior, it's also quite enjoyable and they develop further Caleb. The villains are a little bit flat in the series, but I still loved seeing more of this story, and I know other people who also read the comics that I also kinda like the series. I may also add that they don't receive the power and they are immediately good at it. Like many other magical girls stories, it's a genre in its own. The witch girls have a hard time controlling their power at first, and even then it fluctuates. There's always something wrong with it. And Eileen is the only one that can fly, and they really have to learn to dominate their powers as well as her own flaws as people in order to be powerful, which is different to lots of similar stories where they are good right away. A manga was also developed with gorgeous art by Haruko Ida by Kadokawa Publishing, but the concept of girls with powers was already old to Japan, unlike some other parts of the world, so it didn't have as much success as in other countries. So after 2 volumes it was cancelled, sadly, but it is still a beautiful work for any person that likes to collect these things. The characters are amazing and I love all of them. Irma is the Joker. She tries to make the tension go away, though sometimes she's unsuccessful at that. She's the only one aware of how cool their powers are, in my opinion, using her powers to look prettier and even get boys sometimes. She does learn to become more sensitive to others' feelings, and she's ready to help when you don't shut her out. I'm looking at you, Cornelia. She has the power of water and she's a sweet girl. Tarani is smart, responsible, slightly nerdy. She is extremely generous and kind, arguably at the beginning. but she does go back to these values later on. Little by little, as any good character development, she will go finding more of her own confidence and open up to new hobbies, new passions, and standing more for herself. She has the power of fire. Let's go to Cornelia. She is... Well, I do love her, but at first I can't stand her. But she's almost everyone's favorite. She starts by being rational and skeptical, fully voices her discontent to every situation. At the same time that underneath is capable of loving with all her heart. And she's also very sensitive and has some insecurities to deal with. She also undergoes change, being slightly more flexible and loving as she grows. She has the power of earth, and she becomes very respectful of nature. She's lovely, just sometimes she's not, as every girl. Helen is sweet, light, funny, slightly sarcastic, but not nearly much to become a mean person. When I say sarcastic, I don't mean as a mean person. She's very creative, she has an amazing style, and she has a deep respect for her grandmother, her relationships with family and close friends. Those are very important to her. She's quite flexible for the situations and she almost never gets fully angry. She has the power of air. Then we have Will Bandom. She is the leader, but a mess sometimes. In her personal life, she's so cute, ready to defend the weak always, slightly shy with new things, but also has some deep insecurities underneath she has to overcome, like jealousy is a very strong trait that she has. In regards to love, she has a very strong and difficult relationship with her mother, who is also amazing, by the way. Will is the one in charge of the heart of Kandrakar, the object that gives each guardian their powers. Which series has already ended, but their creators are working a lot. You can still support them. For example, Elizabeth Anon has Fairy Oak. Alessandro Barbucci and Barbara Canepa have worked together in Skydol and, of course, Monster Allergy. And of course they have gone their separate ways too and have done amazing work. In case you want to check those comic books yourself, I am putting links down below in the description. It's probably one of my favorite, maybe my favorite comic book ever because of the expressive eyes. It's an Italian style, but it's so inspired by Japanese art style as well. For a second there I wanted to mention the pencilers, but I thought it's best to tell you where you can find the other awesome people that worked in this comic. As it is a comic book, there are so many people involved, even though we know the main creators and we are very thankful to them, but we also should appreciate a little bit the pencilers, the inkers, the other writers, etc. If you want to see more videos about W.I.T.C.H or anything you have always wanted to see but nobody ever does it, comment down below. I will be very happy to discuss more of this amazing story because I love it too much. My dream is to one day make a comic book, maybe not as beautiful as this one, but in a way different, but very, it's amazing to hold a comic book in your hands. And even though I am starting with a webcomic, it's not the same as rereading and rereading beautiful art at the same time, with all the backgrounds, all the details that a comic book has. I don't know, I think Alessandro Barbucci, especially the artist, inspired a lot of people with his art style. Even Loish has commented that she has been inspired by Skydol covers. So, yep, that's all for me now. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and if you want to see more videos about comics, stories, or which or other books you want me to review that I am able to buy, yeah, subscribe in that red button over there, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!